right, shalom out there, brothers and sisters. We'll get right into this lesson. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, this lesson is going to be entitled World War III News, Prophecy, and Current Events. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus tonight on the news, current events, prophecy, that type of thing. There's a lot going on with the, in the house of Israel with the false prophets and the false doctrines and this and that, but we're not going to focus on that. And this is a new moon, which is a Sabbath, and it's going to establish the Sabbath for the rest of the month. So for the next month, the Sabbath is going to be Monday sundown to Tuesday sundown, which is night being a new moon. All right, so Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters out there. And again, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. So we're going to get right into this. And a quick note, I got another video that I'm going to premiere because it's actually kind of long. It's like over an hour long. It's dealing with this Israelite woman. I'll go ahead and give you the title. The title is Israelite Woman, You're Still Black. Okay. And I actually put the link on the comment board. It's going to premiere at 9:30. Okay. At 9:30 Eastern time. So you can go and, we're going to get this done. And then that premiere should come up. So if you get a chance to check it out, check it out. If not, you can watch the replay. So it's going to premiere, which means it's going to feel like a live stream, but I've already recorded it. All right. So it's actually going into the whole ordeal that Elder Kazak was talking about with this lady, artsy lady. All right. So I, won't give away too much of it, but the title is basically saying that Israelite woman, you got a lot of Israelite women, just like the men, that are still black. You ain't really born again. You're an Israelite and you watch the videos, but you're not born again. You ain't in the truth per se. You just watch the videos. Anyway, let's get right down to it. Let's get here a few scriptures. The first one I'll bring up is this one right here. All right, this is going to be Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that were before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. The ancient prophets always prophesied of the coming destruction, judgment, the downfall of empires, as we do today. Same thing now as we've always done. I say we, because the true prophets of the Heavenly Father prophesy against many countries. One thing about America, Babylon the Great, they will prophesy, or they'll, the preachers here will talk about other countries, but they always act like America's not in it. America is Babylon the Great. It's right dead set in the middle or center of prophecy. You can't talk about the Holy Bible if you don't talk about the destruction, or you shouldn't talk about the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. Without a doubt, unequivocally, you can't get away from it. This is Jeremiah 28 and 8 again. The prophets that have been before me prophesied both, Salakia, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. And the many countries are band together in the Roman Empire, right? And the great kingdom, same thing, of war and of evil and of pestilence. What is the war? The war to end all wars, World War III or Armageddon. The evil that's coming, the RFID chip, right? Which is the mark of the beast, FEMA camps, concentration camps, right? All types of different evil, false prophets, and of pestilence. We're right dead set in the middle of a pestilence right now. A pandemic is a pestilence. Diseases are pestilences. We prophesy about those things. And we're never going to stop doing that because the Almighty set men up to do that. Let's also get right here. This is 1 Peter. And we'll start at verse 1. Let's start at verse 1. 1 Peter 4, verse 1. It says, for as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. And as I brought out in the live stream on Saturday, you're going to suffer in the truth. You got to go through all kind of shit. This is not a cakewalk. This is not easy. And part of suffering is you got to suffer false prophets. You got to listen to them, right? You got to know, that they're going off, but yet you still got to bear with them. You seeing that happening now. See here. Hold on here. My keyboard be doing its own thing. Let's prove that. Shalom GMS Pittsburgh in the house. All right. So this right here is 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 3. You know what? I'll start at 1. Would to the Most High you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. And that godly jealousy will cause us to expose, to go after, to battle spiritually with false prophets. You've seen it happen with the Sakari. At this point, if you still following them guys, you deserve whatever you get. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to the anointed. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the anointed. And Jake want to make this into something majorly complicated. It's not complicated. This is good versus evil. You do what's in the scriptures. If you do other than that, you're doing evil. For if he that cometh preacheth another Yahushua, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, you might well bear with him. And this basically right here is all everybody else other than the Hebrew Israelites. And then even inside the Hebrew Israelite ministry, you got to seek those that are teaching 100% truth. Everybody else is teaching bullshit. I'm just going to say it. For I suppose I was not a whit behind the very chiefest apostles. So the point here being, you have those that are going to preach or try to preach another gospel. And we got to bear with them. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We can't, rise up and do no carnal shit. You just got to bear with them and wait and let the Most High deal. The Apostle Gabar just put up a video about an hour ago, going into how the Most High is the one that's setting up these false prophets. He is, for a stumbling block for these wicked ass jakes. The Most High is not going to allow anybody other than the elect to be saved. And you got to have a lot, stumbling blocks, different groups, teaching cuddly shit, carnal shit. That's going to happen. Right here you see the perversion of the gospel. This is Galatians 1 and 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of the anointed unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel of the anointed. What does that mean? It says another gospel, then it says it's not another gospel. Where in reality, there's only one true gospel, but you have some that pervert the truth. Plain and simple. If you're an Israelite, you so damn dumb. You love fringes so much that the whole thing is, if a person got on fringes, they say they Israelite, you gonna follow them. You don't care. They's your brother. I'm gonna put aside the doctrine. I know that brother, he look different, but I still like what it. You ain't ready. You're not ready. You just a follower. You got your damn mouth open, going all across the earth, just looking for something to watch. You ain't about the real truth. But though we are an angel from heaven, preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. If you're preaching another doctrine other than what's in the scriptures, you accursed. We ain't gonna say you gonna be all right. Nah, brother, the Lord know you didn't mean it. No, your ass is accursed. As we have said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. And he's accursed. Bottom line, man. All right. That's just it. Go back to what we was. So part of the things that we got to put up with, that we got to bear, is false doctrines, false prophets, ugly Israelites, weirdos, carnal niggas, niggas, hip-hop niggas, Israelite niggas. This is 1 Peter 4 and 1 again. For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. You got to suffer these false prophet assholes. You want to, you want to beat their ass. You want to do stuff. Jacob take that and make a sound bite out of it. We men. Yeah, we want to beat that ass. We want to do stuff, but we ain't supposed to do that. The Most High said you got to live at peace with all men wherever possible. So while we want to say, you little weirdo, you big head nigga, what you want to do? We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? As much as we want to say, bring your ass outside. We'll see who you calling the damn, a pedophile. We'll see who a rapist, you bitch ass nigga. meet me by the highway. We can't do that. We got to suffer it. All right. Oh, man. Anyway, it says, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he should no longer live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of the Most High. You got to put off the old man. So many Israelites haven't put off the old man. They're a bunch of demons, and we see right through you, man. But you know what? The Most High got a deal. This is his movie. He's directing. He's going to do it the way he sees fit, right? And we can't get outside of that. If you get outside of the will of the Most High and try to do your own will, then as much as you might be a good brother or sister, if you go outside of the will of the Most High, you might get caught up, man. Most High have something strange happen to your ass. You'll slip in the shower, break your damn back, break something, your ass be paralyzed. You gotta, blow that little shit to move around in the chair. You can have a spider bite you, and all your damn flesh right off. I mean, you just gotta stay with what the Most High wants done, right? He gonna reveal in time, his true men, which is already being revealed through the Spirit, but you got to be spiritual enough to see it. Verse 3, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. We have walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. And a good study for a new brother or sister. Do more studying and talking. Look up these words. This will give you a lot, As a matter of fact, let's go here. Let's get a different version if we can. See what it says. 1 Peter 4:3 from the New King James Version. For we have spent enough of our pastime in doing the will of the Gentiles. We walked in lewdness, lust, drunkenness, revelries, drinking parties, and abominable idolatries. NLT. You have had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy, their immorality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties, and their terrible worship of idols. That's fire. The NIV. We have spent enough time in the past doing what pagans choose to do, living in debauchery, lust, drunkenness, orgies, carousing, and detestable idolatry. All these are fire. ESV. For the time that is past suffices for doing what the Gentiles want to do, living in sensuality, passions, drunkenness, orgies, drinking parties, and lawless idolatry. Lawless idolatry. Lawless idolatry. Celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, right? The CSB, for there has already been enough time spent in doing what the Gentiles choose to do, carrying on an unrestrained behavior, evil desires, drunkenness, orgies, carousing, and lawless idolatry. Even got a Spanish version, right? Basta ya el tiempo pasado para haber. I don't speak Spanish fluently or nothing like that. But you get the idea. That time is past in your life. You got to put that away. The time passes you to have Passover and then go to the club and say it's an after party, then say you repented from it, then you're still doing the same demonic shit. Verse 4, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. We all been through that. And your cousins and your aunt, them, even your own brother or sister, maybe, this nigga come. Damn, we was in here about to throw down. This nigga shows up. Mr. Hebrew Israelite, I don't feel like hearing it tonight, bro. I'm just sitting here now about to watch this porno flick. Don't come in here, blowing my high. That's how it's gonna be. You might as well accept it. Or take your ass back in the world. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the dead? Salakia, who is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause was the gospel preached unto them. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to the Most High in the Spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And that's the whole point. You got to be sober-minded, and watch what's going on. And even though false prophets, the battle is, heating up, these guys getting exposed, and they keep trying to twist and turn and find little shit to bring out, which ain't even valid. They getting beat already anyway. So we just going to try to focus on prophecy, because every day he's talking about the same dudes. It's old, it's boring. They ain't got it. And then we just pray that them and their followers go in the outer darkness further and further till the Lord destroy their ass, man. That's it. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves. This is just for the elect. We're only having fervent charity among ourselves. For those that can't get it, we ain't worried about you. We ain't think about you like that. We ain't think about Divine Prospect. We ain't think about Sakari. We ain't think about, I mean, we tell these people to repent, but at the end of the day, we ain't really think about them. For charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And that don't cover everybody. So let's get in here real quick and let's play this first video. And, you know, Lord willing, the sound, you know, I've been having little issues out of this. Of course, you can see I'm back home. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for that. Made it back safely from travels, this, that, and the other. And, you know, I've been wanting to go live, but I'm trying to get myself, you know, back into the news and prophecy. The Most High had me go off of that for a little while, but Lord willing, we'll get back into it and we'll stay on that. And, you know, as well as other stuff. Like I said, at 9:30, tune in for that other lesson coming up. It's over an hour long, dealing with this Israelite woman, black woman. Who cares? Anyway, this first video is from, what is this? It's from CBS News. It's only like 5 minutes long. It's UN Security Council meets to discuss Russia-Ukraine crisis. I'll put up the link in the description. And the Lord willing, it won't be echoing and shit. If it does, I'll try to do something with the volume. But, you know, this thing ain't been acting right. But let's get into it.
Let's now turn to the news at the top of the hour, the UN Security Council meeting, where the United States and Russia are set to face off on the world stage. Of course, it comes as tens of thousands of Russian troops are standing by on the Ukrainian border, and that's where Holly Williams reports from.
On any given Saturday, outskirts of Ukraine's capital, these volunteers do a quick warm-up before they're put through their drills, training to fight in case there's a Russian attack.
I know Russian very well.
Alexei Vasil.
So hold on here. I see this got a little bit of echo. I'm going to try to turn the volume down a little bit. I hate when I see these kind of videos and I can't hear it. So let's start it over and see how it does.
Let's now turn to the news at the top of the hour, the UN Security Council meeting, where the United States and Russia are set to face off on the world stage. Of course, it comes as tens of thousands of Russian troops are standing by on the Ukrainian border, and that's where Holly Williams reports from.
On any given Saturday, on the outskirts of Ukraine's capital, these volunteers do a quick warm-up before they're put through their drill.
I apologize for the echo. That's a dirty trick that the Edomites have played. Because there was a time when the volume wouldn't echo like that. Now every time I use this thing, it echoes. That's something that YouTube or Google is doing. So Salakia for that. You know what I mean? I can't really nothing I can do about it. It's just one of those things, man. Yeah, ain't nothing I can do about it. I see the person saying it's echoing. You know, try to turn the volume down, but if I turn the volume down too much, you won't even be able to hear it. Let's see if I can turn it down a little more here. Let's try it. I'm gonna do about halfway. But hell, an echo would be worse than not being able to hear would be worse than echoing. Mute the mic. There is no mic. It's just the only mic is. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know if this will work. This might work.
Let's now turn to the news at the top of the hour, the UN Security Council meeting, where the United States and Russia are set to face off on the world stage. Of course, it comes as tens of thousands of Russian troops are standing by on the Ukrainian border, and that's where Holly Williams reports.
On any given Saturday, on the outskirts of Ukraine's capital, these volunteers do a quick warm-up before they're put through their drills, training to fight in case there's a Russian attack.
I know Russian very well.
Alexei Vasilchenko works in marketing and told us he served in the Soviet army before Ukraine gained its independence from Moscow just over 30 years ago.
If you want a peace, you should be prepared to war.
Many here are urban professionals. There are military veterans and new recruits, many armed only with these stand-in plywood rifles.
Ukrainians are determined to defend their homeland, but they're massively outgunned and outnumbered by their colossal neighbour.
Russia's been moving fighter jets and missile systems into Belarus on Ukraine's northern border. Russia says for military exercises. Moscow maintains it has no plans to invade, but that doesn't explain the roughly 100,000 Russian troops on Ukraine's border. Back in the forest, they're keeping up their fitness and practicing for urban warfare.
Everywhere here is a land, so we have to defend it.
Oleksiy Ilyushin is a criminal lawyer.
It makes me angry, but it's not like, what am I gonna do? It makes me angry, like, to prepare myself, you know.
The US says a Russian invasion of Ukraine could be horrific, but there's still time for Russia's President Vladimir Putin to change course. Anne-Marie and Vlad.
All right, Holly, thank you. For more on the situation, we want to head to the Pentagon, where David Martin is standing by. So, David, the Security Council is meeting. What can we expect from that meeting today?
Well, don't expect any action because Russia has veto power over anything that happens at the Soviet Union. So this will be a debate in which the U.S. and its allies will lay out the case against Russia, against the Russian buildup, against the threat to Ukraine. And it's one more venue in which the U.S. can highlight what it considers to be this unreasonable behavior by Russia.
So, David, the President of the United States says he's going to deploy troops in the near term, quote, in the near term. What does that mean? And are these troops on the ground there once they get there to prepare to fight?
Well, I think he is probably referring to troops that are already in Europe. He's not referring to the 8,600 that have been put on alert back here in the United States. But there are some 60,000 U.S. troops in Europe, which can be moved from places in Western Europe up closer to Russia in NATO members that are located in Eastern Europe. And he qualified that. He said in the near term, and then he said not a lot, because here's his dilemma. He doesn't want to do anything that would give Russia an excuse to invade Ukraine. And if he put too many U.S. troops up on the border with Russia, Russia could then make the argument that this is a threat and they have to respond. So these would be tripwire forces, not enough to stop Russia from going into, say, Poland or Romania, just enough to be there so that Russia knows that if it tries to go into those countries, which are members of NATO, they're going to be taking on the United States.
I suppose if there's going to be a little bit of a silver lining, it's that at least the U.S. and Russia are still talking. They are, I presume, attempts at diplomacy. We know that the Secretary of State has a call scheduled with a Russian foreign defense minister. Do we know anything more about that call?
Well, it's keeping diplomacy alive, and that's better than not keeping it alive. But you don't know whether Russia is simply running out the string here while it completes its buildup along all of the borders of Ukraine. Russia has more than enough troops there now if it wants to go in and do a limited operation. But the way U.S. intelligence sees it, they don't have enough yet to go in there for a full-scale, take the whole country invasion. They're rapidly approaching that point, but they're not there yet. So the question is Russia just coming up with these requests for clarification on this and that to run out the string while it continues the buildup, to run out the string while Vladimir Putin goes to Beijing for a summit meeting and the opening of the Olympics on February 4th? Or is there really a hope that diplomacy can still figure a way out of here?
All right, David Martin, thank you very much, David.
Thank you.
All right, so you heard it right there. Now, I still think it's a dirty trick that YouTube played because it wasn't always like that. Then it make it hard for me to hear too. If I turn down my speakers over here, or You know what? Like the brother said, if I mute my sound, I don't know if it will work. But I turned down my speakers over here and seen it work better. But then it's hard for me to hear. Anyway, the idea that this whole World War III will kick off at some point, it's out there, man. Because look, Ukraine, you saw that some of them had little wooden replica cutouts of a rifle. That country is poor. They can't really stop Russia from invading them if that's what they want to do. Okay. So at some point, this World War III is gonna break out. Now I don't know if it's gonna be over Ukraine per se, but the tension is there, and they ain't put 100,000 troops on the border for no damn reason. I mean, they're not just doing that. That costs money to take your troops 100,000, out in the field on the border. You gotta feed them. You gotta have gas for vehicles and all that. It's a lot to it, man. But you know what? It's exciting because when this thing happens, we know that the kingdom is right there. Let's grab real quick Revelation, if we can get it. Let's go to I don't even remember what verse I wanted. All right, so this is Revelation 11 and 15. It says, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. This is what we're waiting to see happen. We're waiting for the Lord to set up the kingdom of heaven on the earth, as it talks about. Let's see, Daniel chapter 2. See the other, these Israelite groups, I'll put 222. A lot of these other groups, they ain't talking about the kingdom coming. They'll mention it, but they ain't talking about it. They ain't looking forward to that. They're too busy doing their own thing, right? They ain't thinking about the kingdom of the Most High coming on the earth, truly. All right, so this is Daniel 2, and around about verse 44 now. Let's read here real quick. We'll start at verse 31. It says, the king's dream. It says, thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. And you see that image on the thumbnail, right? This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay, right? And that's going into the four major empires on the earth, right? Babylon, the Medo-Persian Empire, then the Greek Empire, then the Roman Empire, then the bottom with the toes, which currently is the revision of the Roman Empire. It says, thou sawest till a stone was cut out without hands. That's Yahushua, which smote the image upon his feet. There were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. And these 10 toes, the toes represent NATO, the EU, that's what it's going into. America, Babylon the Great, that Roman Empire, the last 10 toes. That whole empire is the Roman Empire, but the 10 toes are going to be smote into powder. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. That's Yahushua, which is the kingdom of heaven, right? And you see here, Medo, Persia, and Greece, and then Rome. See, and well, even Esau knows this stuff, right? But why don't Jake, in the other camps be going into some of this stuff, which some of them try to, but then they be fucking up, the breakdowns or whatever. Right? Now, I want to go here. I don't want to get all the way into it because there's a lot to it. Just go into the divine kingdom, which like we said, we're in the fourth beast now, the fourth major empire, which the empire is also talked about as four beasts. Daniel 2:44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. That's the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's what we're waiting for. You see? For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and interpretation thereof sure. Let's go to second Esdras real quick. Because this is the main thing that we always focus on in Great Millstone is prophecy. And these other groups, every now and again, and it seemed like they take their turns going off. You battle one, then you battle the other, then you battle the next, then you battle the next. They be going off. They're taking their turns. It's just a distraction. And that's the Almighty doing that. The Most High got these people doing that, okay? Even if they think they got a plan of their own, they're selling out. If you notice, they all, they'll take their turns doing damnable heresies. Right now, it's Sakari. They the flavor of the week or the last couple of weeks. But then before that, ISUPK will pop up with something else. Then it'll be One Body Howard. Then it'll be IUIC. Then it'll be GOCC. Then the vocab. Then the Christians will come back again. What the fuck is the Christians at? They laying low right now, behind the scenes, putting together scriptures about the Gentiles, of course. That's all they can go into. They ain't got nothing else. But you know what? Hey, we ready for them. We ready for all you, man. So let's go. Let's leave this right here for the time being. Let's go here to 2nd Esdras, chapter 11, as it speaks about the fourth beast or fourth great empire. 2nd Esdras, chapter 11. Let's go down into around about verse 38, 37. Yeah. 2nd Esdras 11:37. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood. Hold on here. This roaring lion is Yahweh Shai, that cornerstone. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, this eagle is the Roman Empire. Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts? See that? There's four major empires, four beasts that I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. And we're in that fourth beast now, that we're in the feet, the toes, which is the revised portion of the Roman Empire. We're in it right now. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. Who are the people that are ruling? They're the wicked. The Romans were Edomites, the wicked. And now you see their ancestors, these Edomites, still ruling, the wicked. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. See? And therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy harbor wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. When these devils go out of power, when they're finally vanquished and defeated by the armies of heaven and Yahweh Shai, there's going to be no more violence like that on the planet, by these nations. Everything is going to be peaceful on the earth, because they're going to get beat into submission by the Savior. Now, a person like Vocab Malone will try to read certain scriptures that apply to the Israelites, where it says no more crying, no more pain, and then he'll try to flip it and say, well, see, you guys said you're going to be beating Edomite, but it says no more pain. That's for the Israelites. The other nations, they're going to get bended, broken into pieces, right? Psalms 2 and 8, I believe. Revelation chapter 3 goes into that. They're going to be broken like a potter's vessel. When it's broken to shivers, that's what's going to happen. So when we see things going on with Russia and America and the different nations, we get excited about it, because the Lord is going to bring that great war. He's going to bring it. Let's get a couple of scriptures on it, then we're going to hit the other news, and then hit a few precepts, and then that'll end it. So let's get here. Revelation. Let's go to it. Revelation 16. Because that great war, it's coming. It's in the scriptures. Nobody can stop it. Revelation 16. We just go down here to the bottom. It says right here, Armageddon, right? And I saw verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. These three city states. right? America, Babylon the Great is a city, not America, but Washington, D.C. is one city state, one of these three unclean spirits. The others, one, the Vatican, right? In Rome. And then you also have London, England, which is the third city state. Okay. That's what it's going into. Yeah, the third city state over there in London, which is you have the financial, the military, which is Washington D.C., which is a city state, and then you have the spiritual headquarters, which is over there in Rome. You see, these three unclean spirits are gathering nations through what? Through finances, through religion, and through military. Finances, religion, and military. The three unclean spirits are gathering the nations. These devils behind all this shit. So when they try to say the white man's not Esau, you can't really get out of it. It's too many variables at work for you to say that the white man's not Esau or that the Edomites are done away with. It's all there. And the only people going to receive that truly is the hopeful elect, but it's going to be turn into the elect. Everybody can't get this. You can't get the average Israelite and let them get into their mind enough that they'll understand prophecy like that. They don't get it, man. Even Esau can't get it because he's too busy trying to prophesy the Bible and leave himself out of it. You can't do that. We're not compromised. We can prophesy all of it. We can bring it all out because where we are, we're Jacob. We're on the come up. You devils on the way out. And all them toes and them heads all going to get burnt up. So it goes on, it says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles. Now somebody says, you just said it was in the city states. How could the spirits of devils are behind the scene working through these people? You wrestle not against flesh and blood. What did Yahushua, let's see. What did Satan tell Yahushua? Let's get it. Y'all don't know what I'm laughing at. Anyway. All right. So right here, when Satan was tempting Yahushua, Luke 4, it says right here, the temptation of Yahushua, right? Now, you go into it, it says, and Yahushua, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing, and when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command this stone that it be made bread. And Yahushua answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will I give it. Why did Satan say that? Because he rules this world. This is his world. So when it says the spirits of devils, let's go back to it. Let's finish that off and we'll go back to it. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. Just like these celebrities. These celebrities and all these people, they're under the power of Satan because they sold out to get where they are. That's just the bottom line. If the person can't receive that, that's on you. The Most High didn't want you to get it. So these three unclean spirits, these city states, which is ruled by the elite bankers, damn Edomites, that's who Lucifer is. These people that rule this earth. But they're doing it through the spirit of Satan. Because you have to have flesh to carry out shit on the earth. But the spirit behind them is the spirit of the spiritual demon Satan, which really the Most High is in control of all of it. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth into the kings of the earth and of the whole world. For what? To gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. You see? That's what they're doing behind the scenes. Whenever they, and when you go into the wars, all those wars, which really, if you think about it, the Most High is the one that's making all this happen, but he uses men to do it. These people are in power. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So what does the wicked do? They do anything they want to do on the planet through the power of Satan. So what they do is they'll, do what's this thing called? Doggone it. False flags. They'll do a false flag, say something happened, just like 9/11, right? What happened when 9/11 came? They showed you planes crashing into buildings, and they told you the terrorists did it with box cutters, and then this whole war. They went to war against America. We got to go war against them. And all that shit was set up to do what? To go to Iraq, to get the oil, to launch a war on terrorism. And then they tell you all about it in the books that they wrote. The Learned Elders of Zion, Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, Satan's Angels Exposed, and different other books. They tell you they're going to start World War III. They started World War II. They started World War I. They do all this through black magic. You know, they're on that wicked side. This is how these things happen. The Lord is using the wicked to bring about their own destruction. So when we see World War III about to start or talk of it, we get excited. Good scripture, brother. Brother y'all. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord power would do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And the false prophets play a role in this thing too. The Most High is working through them. While the Most High is using his prophets, right, with the secrets, the real secrets, to bring in his chosen, he's using the false prophets to keep all the niggas away. That's why you see with rap songs, they see false prophets, it seems like they're prospering, but they're not. They're just doing a job from the Lord, man. They leading the way to unwanted portion. See, people think that you're gonna keep the law to 100% and you're gonna be saved. What you don't realize is that you ain't gonna get past all the stumbling blocks in the scriptures, the false prophets and the evil spirits, you know, and the curses. You ain't gonna defeat all that and make yourself be saved. You got to be chosen to be saved. 144K, Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. See that? Go curse David. Go teach false doctrine. The Most High got everything under control. Nobody's going to get past this fail safe that the Lord got set up. So this is why this is written. Revelation 16:15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Do these garments have fringes on them? No, because it's representative of what? Righteousness, right? Understanding the truth. See? Walking in faith. These are these garments that you're walking in. The righteousness of the saints is of the Most High. And they ain't got shit to do with no fringes. And keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon or Harmageddon, right? Which means mountain or valley of truths. That's what it is. So Jake running all over the earth, falling all over themselves, talking about some damn fringes, going all crazy. You ain't going to be saved. You can't make yourself be saved. You just can't do it. You can't keep the law 100% in this setup on this side under these devils. And the Lord ain't set it up that way. If you could do it, then why did he send his son? If you could just make yourself be saved, why did he send his son? Let's go on here with the NBC Nightly News, and we'll read a few more things after that, and then we're going to be gone and get ready for this other show coming up. And I'll read this brother's scripture. This is GMS Amount the Eyes from Yahweh, Ezekiel 14:9. And if the prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. Everybody got that? And will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. Now, Jake try to be slick, will pop up and say, well, you know, you ain't the one that's teaching the false doctrine, because look at what the gospel of the kingdom is supposed to do. It's supposed to go all over the earth and wake up the elect. The true people that's doing that got the works and the faith that back that up, you see it. These other groups all together ain't got camps in more places than Great Millstone got. They just don't. Do they have more followers? Sure. They have more people? Sure. IUIC is a big organization. But where is the IUIC, right, with Panama, not Panama, the Philippines, IUIC Philippines? Where's IUIC Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic? Where's IUIC Indonesia? Where's IUIC Finland? Where's IUIC Turkey? They don't got it. They ain't all over the earth like that. They're in some places, but all together collectively, Great Millstone got men in those areas, man. In all the major cities in America, Babylon the Great. And it's just true. You can get mad about it, whatever. It's just true. This is NBC Nightly News from yesterday. And we're going to play this. Let me set it up so I can try to get rid of this echo. Just hold on. I just discovered something. A brother said on the comment board. This is the link to it. Let's get ready and play this. Hold tight here. I'm going to get my headphones like the brother suggested that I do. But that's a little bit difficult because the headphones, hold up here. That's a little difficult to do because my screen the YouTube thing got a little bit of a delay. So if I want to stop it and make certain points, I'm gonna be behind if I'm listening in the headphones. See what I'm saying? But it's all good though. I'm gonna let this thing play. Just give me a second here. Let me get these earphones. Woo. Let's get to this because this is the current events part. All right. This is the current events part. I don't know if y'all can hear me when I mute that, but I was saying this is the current events part right here. We're gonna play this news and whatever scriptures brothers got to offer. Whatever. Yeah, you can still hear me. Just hold on, y'all. All right, so no further ado, let's get into this news. Here we go.
Tonight, the Northeast digging out from the blizzard of 2022. More than 2.5 feet of snow in some areas. Houses today completely frozen. Streets that were flooded by the storm turning to ice. Tens of thousands without power just as temperatures plummet. And the record lows go as far south as Florida, where frozen iguanas are falling from trees.
He fell right out the tree. And now he's trying to warm up.
A steep decline in COVID cases nationwide, dropping by nearly half in some major cities this past week alone. The former CDC director saying it's the most optimistic he's felt in years.
I do think that we're heading into a much better time because of that.
The Supreme Court short list getting longer. The White House said to be considering more than a dozen women for the highest court, as former President Trump suggests he'll pardon the January 6th defendants if he's reelected. Spotify's CEO speaking out how the company plans to combat COVID misinformation amid growing pressure from the stars it works with to pull Joe Rogan off the platform. Dr. Johnny Fever signs off. We remember the actor Howard Hesseman from WKRP in Cincinnati.
We're getting this story out there. We need a plan.
I have a plan right now. At T-Mobile, customers on Magenta Max can get the new iPhone 13, and T-Mobile will pay for it.
Yeah! Upgrade to the iPhone 13 on us.
This is NBC News. No.
It is frozen landscape across 9 states tonight. At least a foot of snow fell from Maryland to Maine. Just look at what they woke up to this morning in Brant Rock, Massachusetts, south of Boston. Those ice-encrusted homes after blowing snow and winds over 50 miles an hour. The biggest snow total this weekend was also in Massachusetts. Than 30 inches in Stoughton, almost that much.
Yeah, this thing got a delay so bad right now. It's acting up just like I thought. I paused it. This thing's showing off bad. But let's just try to continue on, man. This shit is ridiculous. Just hold on here. All right, let's do this. Yeah, it's got a crazy delay on it. This shit is aggravating.
On New York's Long Island and parts of the Jersey Shore. At least 4 people were killed by this storm, and up and down the East Coast, frigid temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below average. Even parts of Florida are below freezing. Kathy Park starts us off from Boston.
Tonight, millions in the Northeast taking a dangerous blast of winter weather. Blizzard conditions stretch from the mid-Atlantic to Maine and buried parts of Massachusetts with more than 2 feet of snow.
It's pretty bad. It's not too heavy, but it's a lot.
Boston tying a record for the highest snow total in one day with 23.6 inches. Powerful winds and high waves flooded coastal towns, knocking out power and heat to tens of thousands, just as temperatures dropped 10 to 20 degrees below average. This was Nantucket Saturday, underwater. And today?
This is Jason Graziade with Nantucket Current. Most of those floodwaters have receded from the streets. There's still some that are iced over and flooded.
And after a beating from giant waves, a layer of ice coated these homes along the shore. The snow didn't let up in New York, paralyzing travel, tractor trailers overturned. Long Island hit especially hard. Officials confirming an elderly man died after falling into an icy pool as he was shoveling snow. As Arctic air settles in, the Sunshine State is shivering too. This morning, Tallahassee reached just 19 degrees, the first time in a decade, and Floridians are trying to warm up with extra layers. And with lows in the 20s, a rare sight for locals: frozen iguanas.
He fell right out the tree, and now he's trying to warm up.
Luckily, warmer temperatures are on the way, and the reptiles will spring back to life.
And Kathy joins us live from Boston. Now, how's the cleanup going up there?
Well, Kate, as you can see, a lot of the roads here in Boston are clear and passable, but by tomorrow morning, some drivers may have a tough time getting to their buried cars, and with temperatures plunging into the single digits overnight, snow is over. Kate?
All right, Kathy, I can hear the cold in your mouth. Thank you so much. And now to some encouraging, perhaps even very encouraging news.
All right, Salakia. So I had to pause that, and then this is such a delay. It's inconvenient as shit to listen to it like that, but it is what it is. We're gonna continue on now. As you can see, bad weather, right, all over the United States, and it was cold as hell. When we left, we left Arizona and we went to Texas. It was cold as shit. We got in Texas. Was it Friday night? Before last. It was like 20 degrees out there prophesying in the cold, right? That's right. And in that report, you saw an old man was shoveling snow and he fell into a pool, into a pool of some cold water with ice. Probably took his breath just like that, man. That is a terrible judgment. That's one hell of a judgment, falling into some ice cold water. That's right. And the brother said we got smashed in Boston with snow. Heard about it. Pittsburgh, we heard about it. And it even snowed. It snowed here in South Carolina the day before we got back. It was snow on the ground here. Since I've been living here, for almost 4 years, it's never snowed. So, you can speculate and say it's Esau using the heart device, whatever, but the Most High is in control of this devil. So you already know what it is. The Lord letting the damn weather be a judgment. Oh, we was down in Florida the past weekend. It was cold as hell there too. You saw that on the news. Damn iguanas freezing, falling out of the trees. That's crazy. And you hate that for the creatures on the earth, but guess what, man? The Most High gonna bring judgment on this place, and all the animals here gonna die. That's just the bottom line of it. When the nuclear missiles come, it's gonna burn everything up. But the Lord will make it's gonna be new animals, and all the animals gonna come back in the kingdom. This is Yakanan, Yawakanan, Salakia. Hold tight here. Ecclesiastes 39:29, it says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. And we know the Most High, how he works, right? Judgment is going out all over the all over the earth. Okay. Judgment going out all over the earth. Hell of judgment. Someone died for just looking like someone they look. Oh yeah. That happens too. Hell of judgment. Someone died for just looking like someone they looking for. That happen all the time. Mistaken identity. Look at that nigga Fred, shoot him. Oh shit. That ain't even Fred. Shot up, laying on the sidewalk. But you know what? It's still judgment from the Lord. The Lord didn't make the mistake. The people they made the mistake. The Lord knew who he was getting hit. This is Brother Yahweh in Ecclesiastes 40:9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. That's right. That's right. The Most High bring things on the earth for the judgment. And this brother got GMS Spiritual Art, Ecclesiastes 39:28, also called Sirach. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? That's just what it is. And it goes on. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. This is GMS Amathia Eyes from Yahweh, Psalms 19:9. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. That's right. Absolutely. Judgment from the Lord. Brother Kayal, 2 Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Why? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. You know the scriptures by heart. You know what I mean? But that's a good thing. GMS Amathia Eyes from Yahweh, Psalm 68:20. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto the Most High, the Lord, belong the issues from death. The Lord is the one behind it all. Brother Gashan, Isaiah 28:2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Absolutely. See? So when these floods, these wildfires, torrential rains, tornadoes, all these things come, it's just the Lord doing it, man. That's how the Most High work. This is anointed, refreshing Psalms 148:8. Fire and hail, snow and vapor, stormy wind, fulfilling his word. That's fire. It's great. See it? This is Yeshaya Yasharallah, Zephaniah 3:5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. That's right. The Almighty getting down in the earth, bringing all kind of destruction, judgment, death on people. And even when I try to put this thing at 25%, it may have a slight echo, but at least I'll be able to hear it. So let's go to it now. Let's finish off this news. And Salakia for the delay. It's my connection, I suppose. But, hey, do the best we can do. Let's keep going.
News about COVID nationwide, cases are dropping, down by a third in the past 2 weeks. And look at this. In two of the cities hit first by Omicron, New York City and Washington, D.C., you can see how quickly the numbers spiked and how quickly they dropped in the past few weeks. And that is making a huge difference for some hospitals that were up until very recently overwhelmed. Blaine Alexander has more.
At the Cleveland Clinic ICU, the load was crushing. As one bed emptied, there was another patient right there to fill it. The National Guard and Air Force called in to help. Now, a different story. Across Cleveland Clinic's Ohio hospitals, the number of COVID patients has dropped from 1,200 to 393 in less than a month.
It's a significant relief right now.
Starting next week, elective procedures are back. The National Guard has moved out.
Overall, doctor, do you think the worst is now behind you?
I think so. I hope so. I hope we don't see another variant. And we'll remain optimistic.
It's a reflection of the encouraging numbers nationwide. A drop in new cases and hospitalizations down nearly 14%. But deaths, which lag behind, continue to rise in some places, with 31 states seeing an increase over the past 14 days.
The numbers tell us that we are likely looking at the rear view of the worst part of the surge. Still to be determined is, do we see another rebound with an increase in cases?
It comes as some places are dropping masks and restrictions. In Denver, the city's indoor mask mandate is set to expire this week. And in Orange County, Florida, the nation's 9th largest school district says starting this week, COVID concerns can no longer be used as an excuse for missing school. Tonight, experts are still cautious but encouraged.
I'm more optimistic today than I have been at any point since the pandemic emerged. We have better tools, better defenses, better information, and better ability to make sure that COVID doesn't dominate our lives. We have the best chance to get and keep the upper hand against this virus.
And Blaine joins us now from the CDC. So, Blaine, there is this good news overall, but some parts of the country still seeing cases rise.
Yeah, Kate.
Oh,
Imagine this scenario. You buy a little known cryptocurrency at $2.82 from a major exchange. The coin. Yeah, Kate, that's right. In fact, 20 states have seen some sort of an increase over the past 14 days, mostly states out west, with Montana being at an 86% increase. Kate.
All right, Blaine Alexander, thank you. The list of possible contenders for President Biden's Supreme.
All right. Now they're about to go into a story here. Now this brother said there was a landslide up in Massachusetts. I think I heard about that. I heard about a bridge collapsing in Pittsburgh. And as we continue to try to focus more on prophecy and less on these demons, these niggas, because that's all they're trying to do is distract. We just gonna keep on. We're gonna just try to keep focusing on prophecy more than anything else. Now they're saying that the cases are dropping, and one brother said they pump faking, which that could be true. But you have to remember, because in the beginning we was all skeptical. We thought it wasn't nothing real. Then brothers actually caught it. You know, you had the one brother from the Trinidad camp that died from it, but before that you had the so-called comforter caught the shit last year before that he died from it, right? Yeah, many brothers and sisters that have family members that passed away from the shit. I had it, the whole camp here had it, other brothers we know have had it, recovered fully. You know what I mean? Damn near everybody I know. Well, I know me and my wife had the shit. It was tough. We overcame through the spirit of power, the how Shai, of course, was able to get through it, you know. So it is what it is. I mean, most people now, it looks like damn near everybody going to either have it or come in contact with it before this shit is all over. If it's even over, it could at any moment. We don't know. We just know that we didn't take no damn jab. But all Esau got to do with everybody that took that damn thing, they start turning knobs and doing this and doing that. They motherfuckers might start dropping dead by 1,000. So you just never know what the Lord going to do. We'll see. Let's keep it moving, though. We'll see.
Supreme Court pick is growing longer. The president has vowed to choose a black woman to fill Justice Stephen Breyer's seat. And today, at least one Republican signaled support for one judge in contention. Josh Letterman is at the White House.
Tonight, the Supreme Court guessing game in high gear. Who will President Biden pick to fulfill his historic pledge?
It's long overdue in my view.
And will any Republicans back her? One Republican opening the door to getting his vote, lavishing praise on one of the president's candidates.
I can't think of a better person for President Biden to consider for the Supreme Court than Michelle Childs.
She's a federal judge in South Carolina, already nominated for the D.C. Appeals Court. But Mr. Biden is casting a wide net. A source telling NBC News tonight his list of candidates has grown to more than a dozen. Democrats looking to move quick.
Look at that. Woo! You see what he's all doing? But it's all good though. It's all, you know, let's see how the shit play out.
But not so quickly that Republicans can say it was rushed.
It's going to be fair. It's going to be deliberate.
But a new ABC News Ipsos poll finds 3 in 4 Americans want the president to consider all options, not just black women. Some Republicans now questioning Mr. Biden's race and gender litmus test.
It adds to the further perception that the court is a political institution.
Collins and Graham among 3 Republicans who voted previously for another candidate on Mr. Biden's list, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, confirmed last year to the D.C. Circuit. Those Republicans now the focus of Democrats' hopes that the vote to confirm the court's first black woman will be bipartisan.
I don't see Michelle Childs as an act of affirmative action. I do see putting a black woman on the court, making the court more like America.
And Josh is with us. So former President Trump held a rally in Texas last night, and he made some news there.
That's right. He told supporters that if he runs for president again and wins, Mr. Trump might give pardons to those who were criminally charged in the January 6th attacks. The former president insisting that the protesters are being treated unfairly. Kate?
All right. Thank you, Josh. We have some breaking news about the audio streaming service Spotify. Late today, the company's CEO spoke out about how they will address COVID misinformation on their platform. Spotify is under fire for hosting the controversial Joe Rogan podcast. Some major stars even pulling their music. Guad Venegas has late details.
Tonight, the pressure building on Spotify, their CEO now speaking out. It is important to me that we don't take on the position of being content censor while also making sure that there are rules in place and consequences for those who violate them. For days now, music artists have been ramping up pressure, accusing the technology giant of giving a large platform to Joe Rogan, who often has guests on his podcast who question accepted COVID science.
Rogan's has gotten in trouble many, many times before, and they tend to blow over.
Music legend Neil Young protesting the podcast and asking for his music to be pulled from Spotify. Joni Mitchell threatening to do the same. Today, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle joining the list of celebrities calling on Spotify to address COVID misinformation. The couple has an exclusive multi-year podcast deal with the company. Spotify says they are working in part to add content advisory to any podcast episode that includes a discussion about COVID-19, in addition to an information hub with verified data-driven facts about the virus.
So it's trying to walk this very fine line where it wants to communicate that it's taking misinformation seriously and that it's going to create a platform that is safe for people, but it's not going to punish its biggest star.
Spotify now waiting to see if the actions taken will be enough. Guad Venegas, NBC News.
Still ahead tonight, the extreme.
Now, that's a story that I don't really know about. I'm going to have to do some research on it as to why everybody's so mad at Joe Rogan. I imagine it's something to do with he must be an anti-vaxxer. That's all I could think of. But notice how shit work in this country. In this bitch ass country, who they encourage you for freedom of speech and freedom for you to think how you want to think. Notice that whenever you offend people, the companies don't want you to be, you can't make no money. Why if I'm one of these major companies, you know, I'm a celebrity of some sort, and I offend any one group other than the only people that don't really have a voice is the so-called black man. But for business sake, you can't, you know, for political correctness, you can't even say nothing against black men, right? Notice that in this bitch ass country. If you work for Nike and you say you don't like gay people, you're gonna get fired. If you say you don't like fat people, you're gonna get all the fat people gonna protest, you're gonna get fired. You're gonna lose money. If you say that women, you know, should make less money than men, or the woman is not equal to a man, they'll get mad and everybody will picket and protest until they get your ass. You gotta think like the world thinks in order for you to be a success here. Notice that. That's why that's one of the reasons why I hate this fucking place, man. And these people want to make the truth the same way. You ain't gonna make the truth like that. The Most High has some he love, some he don't love. He has the chosen, then he has the 2/3. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. But these people are going to continue to be against one another. Brother got a good scripture here. Brother Yahweh Conan. And as well, yeah, this brother, let's see, Salakia. Mark 3:23, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Now, what they try to do is make you come over to their way of thinking. Sometimes they set up people to be against them just so they could crumble and join the opposing side and make it, you know, to get more people. That's generally one of the things that they do. Verse 25. It says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. Now, Jacob tried to bring this into truth. We got to come together, brother. We got to come together. We should be divided. The house divided cannot stand. First off, the house of the Lord is not divided. The elect all speak the same thing. It's you wicked ass niggas that's divided. You against us because righteousness is going to be have an adversary as wickedness. You know, wickedness will go against righteousness. That's always there. The Most High got complete balance. So you have to be careful. Okay. This brother said they mad at NBA Jake for not speaking on abuse in China. What the fuck do we care? When did China speak on what happened to our people? We don't give a shit about what happened to them damn people over there. This is the bottom line, man. The Israelites going on to rule the earth. Then all the rest of you're gonna be under our rulership. You're gonna be all right, you're gonna like it. You're just gonna be number 2 forever. You ain't gonna be on the top. So let's go on. Let's read this brother's scripture right here. Yeah, y'all, man. This brother said you can't say nothing against the candy cane gang. Yep. Isaiah 59:15. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. That's why we keep pushing that. If you're gonna be a person of the Lord, you got to be against this world and against this society, and people gonna hate you. And the Lord saw it and displeased him that there was no judgment. Now, this is the thing. There's a video coming out at 9:30. Watch the premiere of it. You're gonna see the nigger woman, the Israelite woman, even those that claim in the truth. I say you still black. You ain't fully awake. You ain't even woke. You ain't been born again because you want the truth to be like the world. This damn lady is so mad at Elder Kazak for the way he was talking about women, which he wasn't even talking about the sisters. He was talking about women in the world, but this woman wants his channel taken down. You gotta see the video. Salakia. That's admirable though. Barak Kahar Yasharala said we lost one of our older sisters to the sea, but she never went to the doctor when she first got sick. 2 more of my sisters have it, but are doing well at home, taking meds for it. Well, that's good. Lord willing, they survive, right? And some people may wind up catching this shit, so a brother preach to them and tell them you got to call on names and be healed. That could work. That could be a way to be converted. You never know. But it's admirable. One thing so-called, even the Israelites in the truth got to watch out doing. Don't run your ass. If you should get this such and such, don't take your ass to the doctor. I wouldn't. I ain't going to tell you that you don't do it, but I wouldn't do it. Because I had it. I ain't go to no hospital. Me and my wife, we did not. We took care of, we prayed, took the herbs, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Let the will of the Lord prevail. We ain't going there so Esau can take that damn, what's that shit called? That ventilator and stick that shit in your chest. You might not come back home. Don't trust the devil. Don't trust the devil. Let's go back to playing this so we can end it off.
Measures in Beijing to keep the Olympic Games safe during COVID. Workers in hazmat.
Salakia. Now they say the case is dropping, right? But then I saw a news report before I went live that the damn Olympic Village over there, a few people starting to get sick from the shit over there. And the Olympics about to start in like 3 days. We'll see.
Hazmat suits, even robot waiters. We are just 5 days.
Come on.
We're just 5 days away from.
Now, this brother or sister, I don't know which one, says Yahweh's true. You heard about the 100 black monkeys in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I heard about it. So you just never know. I think some monkeys supposed to escape from a lab and maybe sick, this, that, and the other. You just never know how these devils gonna spin this shit. But watch out. Woo. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're gonna keep our faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Not no damn what these people say.
The start of the Winter Olympics, and tonight we're getting a closer look at the extreme COVID precautions put in place. We're talking about workers in hazmat suits and robot waiters. Yes, robot waiters. Raf Sanchez reports.
With the Olympics just days away, athletes arriving in Beijing under the shadow of COVID. At least 39 competitors and team officials now testing positive. Among them, Polish skating star and medal hopeful Natalia Malashevska. While some Team USA athletes reach Beijing this weekend, others hit with COVID before even leaving the States. Bobsledder Josh Williamson announcing he tested positive on Instagram, writing, "This has not been an easy pill to swallow." The U.S. Olympic Committee says it's still hopeful that the entire team will be healthy and compete in Beijing.
I think the single most important thing to remember as all these athletes go into these games is that you must control what you can and then disregard what you cannot.
Beijing on high alert ahead of the games under a strict zero COVID policy. Overnight, locking down several residential neighborhoods after 2 more cases were detected. Journalists alike subjected to intense testing on arrival, as NBC's Steve Patterson found out.
We're going to need to get through this. Immediately you see some of the hazmat suits up there.
A ghostly welcome to these strangest of games. Inside the closed loop of the Olympic Village, a look at some high-tech additions. Cafeteria workers are out, and robot cooks and servers are in. So don't expect any long chats with the bartender as he mixes your martini. And in a first for Winter Games, almost all the snow is man-made, raising questions of safety and the environmental impact. An unprecedented Olympics for an unprecedented time. Raf Sanchez, NBC News.
Up next, the controversial new effort to hold police officers accountable even after cases have already been. And remember.
Now, I want to say real quick, if you see what kind of society this is turning into, they're going to have robot waiters and this and the other. Now you got self-checkout everywhere you go. You can fastly see how life is turning out, what we going towards. We're going to a technological, what do they call it, the fourth industrial revolution. Technology is reigning supreme. It's only going to get worse. And inside of that technology reigning supreme, what's coming? This thing that they're going to put right here so you can scan it. No, yep. Man-made snow. Yep. Man-made snow, where we heard that before. See, everything is fucking fake now. That's why the Lord got to come and end this place. You got to come and end this place. This Babylon the Great, because see, these heathens are allowed to rule and do what they want to do under Esau, as long as they consent to Esau. He won't send the troops over there to destroy their country. See, this is what they want. They want this fucking fake food, fake women. The women got fake asses, fake boobs. This shit is crazy, man. You think about it, you start getting attitude, you start getting mad. Anointed, refreshing, Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. Yep, you got to trust in the Most High. You got to trust in the Lord. Yeah, robots. Brother said America talking robots with facial expressions, sex robots, right? All types of weird shit, man. A lot of weird shit going on. The Lord going to destroy this place with a perfect destruction. Let's continue on.
Remembering TV's coolest DJ, sitcom legend Howard Hessman.
I'm living on in Cincinnati, WKRP.
Tonight we're remembering the TV star who brought radio to life.
You got Johnny, Dr. John Fever, and I am burning up in here.
Actor Howard Hessman has died. The Emmy Award nominee played the wild DJ on the hit show WKRP in Cincinnati from 1978 to 1982. He later starred in Head of the Class and played many roles in movies.
Weird thing about this is this guy, and I finally understand now. I was wondering how was the gematria guy going to spin this. So this guy, Howard Hessman, dies, who played on the show long time ago. I don't know if you brothers and sisters, y'all probably too young to remember. A lot of you were. Some of you may remember it. This guy played in a role, I guess he was Johnny, whatever they say he was. My favorite person was Tim Reed. He used to be Venus Flytrap. Anyway, this dude, and then the other guy named Lester, I forget him. But this guy, the show was WKRP in Cincinnati, right? Well, the Cincinnati Bengals just won the championship to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know if it's a correlation to it, but our friend, this white guy to do the gematria and shit, he thinks it's a correlation to it, which I really just pieced that together. I saw his video. I didn't watch it, but I saw it pop up early, and I was wondering, like, how he going to link that together? But now I see WKRP in Cincinnati and the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl. I don't know, man. It doesn't really matter. You bunch of goddamn Edomites. It don't matter. The gematria dude, he's an Edomite too. Howard Hessman was a fake Jew, and we don't give a damn, okay? We don't give a damn if he passed away. It is what it is. Everybody got to go at some point, except the elect. The elect might live forever. If you are the elect, they'll live forever. This person, Herod Empiricus, Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl. Okay, thank you. Thanks for nothing. We don't give a damn if they win or not. It's all set up anyway. That
Hessman was 81 years old.
That damn, all the playoffs, I was watching closely Sunday. Patrick Mahomes fought that ball on purpose. Okay? That shit looks set up as shit. They purposely made the game go into overtime. Last second finishes is what they wanted. The NFL is fucking rigged, man. It's rigged. And I ain't saying it just because the Cowboys lost. Their games was fixed too. There's a lot of funny looking shit going on in the NFL. And the more I watch it, the more I see the shit is fixed. That's all it is. It's fixed. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm gonna say it now. When the New Orleans Saints, when New Orleans Hurricane Katrina came through and fucked up that place, the next year, what happened? The New Orleans Saints won the Super Bowl, and they spend it like, oh, after all the tragedy, now New Orleans. That's the first time damn sorry ass team ever won anything. They won the Super Bowl. Now you got the Los Angeles Rams when the Super Bowl played in Los Angeles. You had two California teams go to the championship game, right? And that whole area over there where it was on fire, the wildfires, the people that have been through so much. More than likely, the Rams gonna win the damn Super Bowl, but it might not be, man. They might not win the Super Bowl, but it's no coincidence that the Los Angeles Rams wound up in the Super Bowl in their own home field. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out, man. It's all witchcraft. It's a bunch of bullshit. The more we alive in Babylon the Great, the more we hate this place. This is GMS Spiritual Art, Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries. This place is full of sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before. This place is going to be completely destroyed. Oh, yeah. The brother said, just like when the Patriots won in 2001 after 9/11. That shit is crazy, man. Yep. The brother said he got to control everything, including sports. He want to be the most high. That's all. And that bed and shit. See, we're going to watch the Super Bowl. All the brothers going to watch it. And we're going to look for the commercials to see if they show a chariot or the destruction of America or whatever they show. We're going to be watching. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. Even them trying to control their destruction and the lack thereof. Even them trying to get control all of the destroy the nuclear weapons and make man, the Most High just playing with you people. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth, they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. You ain't gonna be able to save America, Babylon the Great. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, oh man, I saw that. The brother said 49ers cornerback dropped the interception on purpose at the end. The boy had the ball, it came right to him. Dropped the interception, then acted like he was, come on, man. That shit was so rigged. Yeah, it wasn't even funny. Let's continue this thing and finish it off so we can make this premiere. Just a little bit more here.
Now to a controversial new effort to hold police accountable for past misconduct, including deadly use of force. In some cases, previous prosecutors decided not to pursue charges, but a new crop of prosecutors are essentially reopening the cases. Ron Allen reports, and a warning, some of the video may be disturbing.
This police video shows the arrest of 40-year-old Javier Ambler in Austin, Texas, after a 22-minute chase in March of 2019. Sheriff's deputies from nearby Williamson County had tried to pull the driver over for failing to dim his headlights for oncoming traffic. Ambler later died at a hospital, and for years, investigators did not find any wrongdoing by police. Devastating Ambler's family.
Cried a lot. I have cried a lot. I love my son.
Nearly 2 years later, things began to change. A new prosecutor took over the case.
You are pushing hard at the system.
Absolutely.
And you're going to continue to do that.
Absolutely.
Jose Garza is among a number of so-called progressive prosecutors, many newly elected, promising criminal justice reform. An advocacy group counts as many as 70 in the country, many taking a new look at past allegations of police misconduct, even reaching back decades. In Los Angeles, the county DA formed a committee to review hundreds of officer-involved shootings since 2012. Unlike his predecessor, Garza presented the Ambler case to a grand jury. It indicted 2 sheriff's deputies for manslaughter. In a statement at the time, their attorney said Ambler's physical exertion in resisting arrest no doubt contributed to his medical emergency, and the deputies are neither morally or legally responsible for his death. Grand juries handed down 11 indictments against law enforcement officers in Garza's first year in office.
We present every case where a law enforcement officer shoots or kills someone to a grand jury. I believe that the people should decide.
The police union in Austin is furious with Garza.
You've said that you think he's targeting police officers?
Absolutely. We've had circumstances with him where our last district attorney reviewed cases and said there's nothing here, but he sees something and somehow convinces a grand jury to take it forward.
Ken Cassidy says Garza has demoralized the department and that his reforms contribute to a spike in violent crime. Austin's homicide rate, like in numerous cities, soared to record highs last year.
Do you worry about the pushback from the police department?
No, I don't. At the end of the day, our community gets to decide what kind of criminal justice system they have.
Meanwhile, the Ambler family, approaching 3 years in March since their son's death, remains unsure whether the criminal indictments truly are a step forward.
Do you think there will be a trial and accountability?
I hope so. Do I really think? It's like a coin flip.
A family hoping a prosecutor with a new perspective finally brings them justice. Ron Allen, NBC News, Austin.
When we come back, the emotional surprise at a hit Broadway show.
Justice is not firing the cops. Justice is getting your damn son back. And then getting the damn cop. They supposed to have the same thing happen to them. There ain't no damn justice just because they fired a cop. He can find a job somewhere else. These damn crackers will open up a GoFundMe account for fired officers and get them a fortune. That ain't shit.
I may be close to retirement, but I'm as busy as ever. And thanks to Voya, I'm confident about my future. Voya provides guidance for the right investments. They make me feel like I've got it all under control.
Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
Come on now.
There's good news tonight about finally achieving a dream and having that moment celebrated with the people you love.
And we don't give a damn. We're going to end that right there. Read the scripture, then we're going to shut down. So let's do that. Great scriptures on the comment board, brothers. But we're going to go ahead on for lack of time. I want to read the scripture to close out with. No matter what you hear in the news and them telling you that everything going to go back to normal and shit going to be all right, don't believe them. Because we know that the day of the Lord, we're right in line for something major to happen pursuant to prophecy, because all these Israelites waking up, the truth is running its course, and we getting close to the end. This right here says the day of the Lord, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. Hold tight here. Okay. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. It's going to be a thief in the night to the world, not to those that are watching, looking for the coming of the Lord, hastening his coming. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Right. You ain't in darkness. That day ain't going to come on us as a thief because we watching as well as praying. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. You don't just watch, you be sober-minded too. Don't get drunken with the rest of the world. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love. Did it say putting on the breastplate with fringes on it? Hell no. Did not say that. And we ain't speaking against fringes, but you can't let that be your focus. Get you some fringes, nigga. Get you some faith, nigga. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For the Most High hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. So if you by chance should come upon your end in this truth, you just know that you're going to be coming back with the Lord and the angels in the first wave. Get ready to get that new body. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. There you go. So we edify and comfort one another with this truth, right? With the scriptures. So let's get ready. Those of you that's going to go over and watch, or just going to stay on the same channel and watch this premiere of this video that I got coming up, Lord willing, I see you all over there. Keep your ear and your eyes on that World War III news and talk, because this shit could break out at any moment. Everything is set, ready to go. They got the MOTB ready to go at a moment's notice. Pandemics, thousands are ready to be slayed by the Lord. So just keep watching as well as praying. We'll say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. See you again soon, Lord willing. All right. Shalom.